Howdy, everybody. Thank you all for tuning into Kinetic Aesthetic. Thank you. All right, I can't even do that. What's up, y'all? Thank you all for tuning into Kinetic Aesthetic. It's your boy Germ. Let me adjust this camera. I can never get this shit right. It's your boy Germ, and you are tuned into Kinetic Aesthetic. To the ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mr. and Lady viewing at home, I appreciate you all so much for checking us out. The day is Thursday. I'm recording this right quick before I go to the gym. And I just wanted to spend a little time and rap with y'all about this Stefon Diggs case. He was found not guilty, but there's so much more to discuss when it comes to this case than just the verdict. And to start things off, we have to discuss this silly ass accuser, because honestly, and I'm getting her out of the way because I feel like there's a lot of people who want to dunk on her, but she's really not the biggest takeaway from the case. And we're going to get into why we should be focused more on Stefon, but we'll get to that. She really had the idea that she was going to accuse this nigga of assaulting her, of not paying her and doing all this shit, then have somebody actually record a fucking video of her dancing and not... I don't know how it doesn't get deleted. It was found. They use as evidence. It's the type of goofy shit that you just... niggas don't think. Like, and I hate to really like rag on this woman because, again, this is an easy target right now when it comes to discussing this case. But this is the type of woman that niggas really actually talk about when they are discussing like false accusers and who the types that you have to really watch out for. She really was on some bird brain shit to try to honeypot this nigga. And again, she got paid. They found receipts of all this shit. Everything that she accused him of, they just were calling her on it up on the stand. I don't understand how the prosecution allowed this case to really get this far, considering all this shit went out like this. It's embarrassing on their part. But as we're going to get into, I blame Stefon because this is what happens when your reputation can sometimes end up damn near getting you fried, as it almost did him. But this shit was just goofy. This is like this was a 2-day trial for a reason, because this woman just gave there was no real case for her to stand on. And then when she got up on the stand, they just completely called her out on it. They showed her, she up there talking about she doesn't even know that this man gets tackled by 300-pound men. Talking about she's been to like a couple games and she only goes for the vibes. I kid you not, she literally said up there, I'm just there for the vibes. So yes, this was a very, very malicious woman because she was out here playing with this man's name. But as we're going to get into, this man's name, he left his name able to be played with because of the way of the reputation he had garnered. And that is number one why we have to not even... yes, she sucks. Like, she fucking sucks. But this was such a case of why you have to think with your brain and not your dick, and you have to really just move wisely as a man, especially if you are a man that has money and power. Because this shouldn't have been brought to trial, but because Stefon Diggs is a man who, if you are to Google his name, Google the Vikings, you're going to find a video of all his former teammates back when he played for them, straight up saying, while they were all in the locker room, I would not let this man come anywhere near my sister or basically any female member of their family. And him having to sit there and be like, no, I'm a nice dude. And that's telling. Then number one, you have basically, you are getting into a race with Tyreek Hill. I think it was last year or the year before that, as who can get the most women pregnant in a shorter period of time. Then you have your high profile relationship with Cardi B, where you get caught cheating on her multiple times. You got baby mamas coming to the Super Bowl while she's there. And again, I'm not trying to get like harp on him for cheating on Cardi B. Cheating sucks in general. If you were like cheating and doing infidelity and all that type of shit, that shit lame as hell. If you have one partner, just stick with one. If you can't be poly or something like that, then just be single. Just be real and be single. Don't be wasting nobody's time. But just the fact that you are leaving a public footprint in the public's, as you're putting your... I can't speak right now, in your public persona, that you are a nigga who can't keep your dick in your pants. That is when you leave yourself open to this type of shit. That is when you leave yourself susceptible to this type of case being thrown at you and your name being played with in this manner. Now, I don't want to say that this was not wrong. This was horrible. I feel bad for him in the sake that something that clearly didn't happen and was obviously false was he was accused of, and that his reputation was tarnished. But it was a reputation that was already in the mud. Like niggas already knew that you was a dog. So in that case, like that's why my big takeaway from this is, maybe don't be a dog. Don't be out here just fucking everything that moves. Have some standards, have some decorum. It's not square to not fuck everything that moves. Sometimes that's just being smart. Sometimes that's just having a little standards. That's sometimes just, being smart. And I don't think a lot of guys out here are just looking at this shit in the right light, because I feel like so many of us want to dunk on her. We want to just harp on oh, we finally got one. We finally have one of these women who's out here trying to bring a black man down. But maybe we as black men, and maybe as men in general, just need to remember and keep it in mind that pussy is great. It's an amazing thing, but it can be your biggest downfall. Niggas get backdoored, and a lot of times the number one way it happens is a woman. Niggas go to war and die over women. This isn't to blame the other gender. This is just to be real about how our brains can be betrayed by our dicks, and our dicks can lead us to paths of destruction and no return. So we have to be smarter. We got to move more accordingly. Like, we've seen the play too many times. That's why I don't even feel sorry for him. You already know what it is. He had this woman trying to move in as his live-in chef, and you got all this shit going on with her. So no, be smart. And if you can't handle not being in a house with a woman and having to fuck everything that moves and shit like that, then you need to just hire something that's not your type. You need to literally hire nothing but some Big Berthas. You need to hire some fucking, I don't know, some Norbit wives. Get you something that is you are not attracted to. Get you just something different. Because when you are putting yourself in these situations, I guess if niggas really can't handle temptation to that extent, then you've got to just help yourself. Help your bank account. Help your accountant. Help the people that help the people that are depending on you. Help your kids. Take away that temptation so that you are not having to be out here like a Stefon Diggs, be out here like a Shannon Sharp, where your dick is getting you in so much trouble that your reputation is not only tarnished and ruined, you out here having to pay millions of your own dollars. In Shannon Sharp's case. And that's really my biggest takeaway. That's really the biggest thing I hope people are going to remember from this, is that, hey, like, I get it. Temptation sucks. Some women can be out here just trying to be Jezebels and really just trap you and capture you and all that type of shit. But at the end of the day, this society is still in a patriarchy. We still have the power. We still hold all the cards at the end of the day. And in reality, if you are allowing a woman to mind fuck you out your spot, I don't really got no sympathy for you on that. But that's just me. I get it. I don't really feel sorry for niggas when they have this shit happen, because I just feel like I'm able to keep my dick in my pants, and I don't have a celebrity level of pussy being thrown at me, but it's not hard. So you have to just really just understand your spot, understand the position you're in, and just move accordingly. Don't leave yourself vulnerable. Don't leave yourself open to that type of trap, because that's the easiest one to avoid. But that's when you use the brain up here and not the one down there. But that's all I really got for y'all when it comes to this one. Don't be out here like Stefon, y'all. To the women out there, sorry, I wasn't trying to make it seem like women are the root of all evil when it comes to men, or blame y'all. I just think that niggas can be dumb, especially when it comes to women and vagina. But this has been Kinetic Aesthetic. This has been your boy Germ. Remember all my boys out there. Your dick is not your brain. Your dick is not your brain. Say that 3 times real fast. It's a good quote to keep in your head. But like I said, this has been Kinetic Aesthetic. Y'all have a good rest of your day. Have a great rest of your weekend. I'll catch you all on Monday, or we'll have a discussion about something. Probably about some stupid ass streamer. That's what I'm writing right now. We'll see if I decide to change it up. But we'll see y'all then.